Hello, I'm Emily and this is my YouTube channel. I've been making videos for the last 6 months or something. When I say making videos, I've made 3 videos in that time because the things I've been making are like room makeovers, which take so much time to make and edit and put out, and then nobody watches them because obviously I'm a new small channel. And I'm going to keep making those. I'm actually doing the second part to this room makeover at the moment. But as I said, those videos take so long to make, and I realised that I need to think of some video ideas that I could do in 1 or 2 days of shooting and editing rather than 3 months, because otherwise I'm just never going to get anywhere. So I decided to make a genre video which has always been one of my favourite types to watch, and that is a haul. I used to watch a lot of haul videos when I was a teenager because it was just shopping vicariously and buying things I couldn't afford myself. And as I've grown and matured and moved away from my love of fast fashion, now my favourite genre of haul to watch is a thrift haul, because charity shopping forms at least a 20% wedge of my whole personality. Sad to admit, but true. And I do a lot of it, and I get a lot of really great bargains. And so I figured, why not make this into some low effort content? And I went to the charity shops this morning and I got a few things, and then it inspired me to come home and film this. So alongside the few bits I bought today, I've collected a variety of things that I've bought secondhand over the last couple of months, and I'm going to show them to you. So hope you like this video and let's go. Okay, so we're going to start out with fashion bits, of which I have a few. These down actually, I don't want them to be ruined for you. I'm going to begin with the thing I bought today. This is a pink wool cardigan from United Colours of Benetton, made in Italy no less. And I liked this because it reminded me of a cardigan that I used to have as a child when I would go to ballet class. It's like pretty much exactly the same. It's just a v-neck cardigan. It's got little pink plastic buttons on the front. It's pretty soft. And yeah, the main reason I bought this was because it was £1. It was £1. And I will certainly wear it. And I'm pretty sure United Colours of Benetton is like a reasonably well-made kind of brand. The only thing wrong with it, it's got like a tiny bit of discoloration on the front, which I don't really care about. Lots of my clothes are stained and ragged in various ways, and that's kind of my vibe. But because this is like a light pink and it does look like a kind of grubby stain, if it doesn't come out in the wash, I will just stick a badge over it when I wear it out. So yeah, that was £1. Excellent. Second wearable thing, which I also bought today, is this little hand knitted beanie. This was from Oxfam and it was £1.50. And I just liked the colours. I'm not sure if this is supposed to look like the Ukraine flag, but it does. And it's like a chunky knit with a big ribbed brim, and maybe I could roll the yellow bit up, make it into like a little, I don't know about that. It's quite long, it comes down all this way if I pull it down. Probably quite handy if I get like a migraine on the bus, I can just... And now we're on to a few clothing things that I bought in the last few weeks or months. And firstly, we have this very bright yellow ribbed knit collared jumper. This is 1970s Bellman's acrylic. And I bought it because it was a couple of pound, I think, £2.50 maybe. And I thought it was a really good price, but I had a feeling that it would not suit me. And I'm pretty sure that I was correct. I have worn it once, but I felt very jaundiced in it. You'll be able to see what it looks like on me over here somewhere. This would look amazing on somebody with a less pasty skin tone. I have like quite pink hammy skin, and it just doesn't look the best with this colour. Here she is against my skin tone. I put on some darker lipstick because I felt like I needed it. It definitely does wash me out, but the thing with something like this is it's a layering piece, so most likely I wouldn't ever be wearing it just out on its own like this. The sleeves are a little bit short on me, which is always the case with most things because I have tendrily arms, but I actually don't mind it. Putting this on now with these trousers, I feel better about it than I did before. I still don't love the fit on the body. If I untuck this, that length doesn't do anything for me. So tucked in is definitely preferable. Next thing, this is a more expensive thing that I bought recently in that it was £25. And it is this incredible heavyweight cotton vintage tiered skirt. And it's French apparently. I got it from a vintage shop. It was reduced from £45 to £25. When I shop, I definitely compare everything by the standard of like charity shop prices. So I don't usually spend a whole lot of money on an individual item. And £25 isn't a huge amount. Like that's about the amount you'd pay for a skirt in H&M. And why would you want to do that? It just fits me perfectly. It's black and purple patterned fabric. It's quite heavy. It's got a good weight to it, which means when you walk in it, it flows really nicely. High waistband, zip and button at the back. I'm not sure how old this is, but it's really nice. And I've already had a lot of wear out of it. And I like it. So that's that one. And then the final clothing item is a pair of trousers, which are these. Oh, they look very brown. They're brown kind of 70s style suit trouser, which are Gant from the St. Vincent collection. Now, I didn't know that St. Vincent had done a collection with Gant because I don't keep up with the Gant or St. Vincent news. But these were £6.50 in the charity shop. I could just tell that they were going to fit me really well. So I bought them without trying them on and I was correct. They fit really well. They're really nice kind of fabric, which is like sturdy but still lightweight and flows nicely. And I think these were quite expensive new. And I like that they're kind of like a 70s style trouser without being actual 70s because I've found it historically impossible to find good true vintage flares that would fit around even a single thigh of mine. They're just all so miniature. So a reproduction is good enough for me. And showing off my brown trousers. So that was all of the wearable items. And now let's move on to the homeware and miscellaneous category. And again, I'll start with the few things that I bought today. First of which is this black plastic 2-tiered pot that's like red inside. It's got like a stalk thread design on the top and I just thought this was really nice. I think the contrast between the red and the black is really like pleasing to look at. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to actually put in this yet, but I will always find a use for a good container, so I couldn't leave this one behind at £4. Got to say, like, old plastic ware is a weakness of mine. So that was that one, £4. And then it's just from the same charity shop and this was £2. This I really wasn't sure whether or not to buy. They had a load of them, which I'm guessing it was like a shop that went out of business or something, or old stock from a shop. But I just bought one and it's these little individually packaged spoons. They had different things on the top. This one's just got a little mouse. I mean, I don't know why it's individually packaged. That's such a waste, but I'll find a use for this too, don't worry. And the way I justified this purchase to myself was by saying that this is going to be for my cat. This will be a cat-specific spoon. She has one spoon already that's her specific spoon, and that one has like a bamboo-looking handle. Maybe I'll show you. But it's good to have two spoons that are specifically for her cat food. And I thought this little mouse spoon was kind of nice. My cat won't give a shit about this. This was obviously for me. But yeah, £2. Cute. And then the last thing I bought today, which is probably my favourite thing of the day, it's a bit dusty, is this really beautiful green kind of floral vase, which was from Oxfam and it was £1.99. On the bottom it just says Guernsey pottery, so it was obviously made in Guernsey, which is nice. And it's like, I suppose, studio pottery. It's got really beautiful, slightly mottled glaze and painterly looking washed out flowers. I just think it's so beautiful. I do have quite a number of vases which I've picked up at various times, and I'm not the type of person to always have freshly cut flowers in my house. So this will most likely sit empty, but I think it's beautiful enough to carry that weight. I think I'm going to put this in my kitchen. £1.99 I thought was amazing for this. When I picked it up, I thought it was going to be more expensive. If you're like a regular charity shopper, you know your local shops, which ones are good, which ones are not so good. And I've got to say the Oxfam where I live is the best one for bits. When I was a teenager watching my like Topshop hauls and daydreaming about owning a pair of jeggings, I probably wouldn't have guessed that I was going to grow up and be really into ceramics, but here we are. That's everything I bought today. So now I'm going to show you a few homeware bits that I've bought over the last weeks or months to round this off. And speaking of Oxfam, the next thing is also from the same shop, but I got this a week or so ago. It's still got the tag on it. And it is this incredible vintage prayer cushion. It's got a tapestry church on the front and it's stripy blues and teal. It's just gorgeous to me. I love that the church is McDonald's colours, although we're boycotting McDonald's, let's not forget that. I have a prayer cushion in my bedroom, which I've had for 10 maybe years, and it's one of my most treasured things. I think it's so beautiful. And then I saw this one and I thought, I don't need another prayer cushion, but it would please me to have another prayer cushion. So I bought this. I don't know what people's thoughts are on non-religious people having religious iconography in their homes. In my opinion, it's kind of more cultural. I grew up in England and went to schools where we sung hymns every day, where the Christian religion is kind of shoved down your throat. And I have family that are Christian, so I kind of feel justified in having Christian things in my home, which are more decorative things for me. But yeah, for me, that's like the difference. I wouldn't have a Buddha statue in my house. I feel like as a non-Buddhist who's also culturally not at all related to the religion, I would feel uncomfortable with that. The Christian stuff, I'm going to justify it. But I think she's gorge. $6.99, which is a great price. And I think I'm going to use this as a footstool just in my living room, so I'll put it at the base of my armchair. That's that one. Next up was something I got a few weeks ago. I took a little trip to the next town over to go around the charity shops there. And this was the only thing that I bought that day, but I came home happy. And it is this little wooden 3-piece bathroom suite, which is what we all need in our lives. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with this. I think it will make a great project in some way. I can do something with this. I could have this small toilet somewhere. It could be meaningful to me. I was thinking I could mount it on the wall, like in the arrangement of a bathroom, or I could just start making a doll's house, because that's something that I've always known that one day I'll do. Spend way too long making a doll's house, not for a child, but for me. I've been eyeing up doll's house bathrooms on eBay for some time now. I couldn't tell you why. So when I saw this one, I knew I had to go for it because it's all wooden, which means it could be sanded and painted easily. For £2, I took a punt on that. Then the next thing is probably quite boring, but I'm going to show you anyway because it was something that I bought. And I'm being truthful, I'm being raw, and I'm being honest that I bought 2 red mounts for some frames. These were £1.50 each, and I bought them because I just like the idea of a red mount. Again, I don't know for what, but some sort of drawing or painting that I do or buy at some point will just look great on one of these. And I have 2. I think one of them I'm going to use in the gap on my gallery wall in this room for the next video. Please subscribe to watch that. Usually mounts you see are like white or eggy cream colour. These are red, so bought those. Okay, we're back. My camera got all overheated and pissed off and it switched off for a while. But we've returned to do the last few things. What was the last thing I spoke about? Red mounts. Following on from the red mounts, we're going with something else red. And this is another thing also that I mentioned earlier, my love of vintage plasticware. This is a 70s circular plastic mirror. It's going to go, I think, in this room again, up on the wall by the door, I'm hoping, because it will look good accented with the red mount. See how it's all coming together. It's got a raised frame, obviously, glass innards. Back is just black plastic. It says made in England, and it's got a thing to hang from there. These go for a fair amount on eBay. I'm not sure if this is one of the vintage Habitat ones or if it's just a similar type. I feel like everything in this video I'm saying I have another version of, which is like a hoarder's mentality, but I'm going to call myself a collector, not a hoarder. Realised I have this one too, which I also haven't put up yet. This one is obviously square and pink, and this one is red. They do look nice together, but they're going in separate rooms of the flat. This one was marked down from £2.50 to £1.25 a couple of months ago, and this one was £2.50 a few weeks ago. I've got to stop buying mirrors and then putting them down, and I need to start buying mirrors and putting them on the wall. Or I need to stop buying mirrors because after that mirror I have enough. Next, and the final red thing, I needed a bin for under my desk again in this room, and I found this. It's like a vintage enamel vase red and white with floral bits. It's got a nice wide opening. I saw this and I really loved it, but as I said, I have a lot of vase type things and this is a bit too big to just be a decorative thing. It would look nice with a plant in it, but instead I'm using it as a bin. It's a bit rusty in places. The enamel's kind of chipped up in places, which is why it makes a perfect bin. I can't remember how much this was, but I think it was £4. That's my best guess. I wouldn't have paid much more than that for it. So this lives under my desk and I don't know what else to say about it. That's for like rubbish. And then I needed a wastepaper basket. And this is like really interesting. It's a starched kind of like rope crochet. It's really sturdy despite it looking pretty fragile. And it's like a cute little doily looking bin. And I bought this alongside a matching container for £6 for the two a while ago. And I've been using this already and it's a perfect wastepaper basket. I've been using this already and it's a perfect thing to put things in. I've always found myself drawn to things that are a little bit granny coded. And I would say that these fit into that aesthetic. I'm gonna call it that. I feel like these bits look like little eyelashes. Anyway, that's those. And then the final two things, oh my God. First of which is for this room. It's for my window in this room because I have a wide slat in between the two windows and I wanted something long and thin to fill that space. So this is from eBay and it was again a more expensive thing because it was something I was looking for rather than something that I just happened upon. I think I paid £22 for this, but it's a really beautiful embroidered vintage bell pull, and I've seen a lot of vintage bell pulls in various places and usually they're more like heavyweight tapestry, but this one is lighter and the design just feels lighter as well. It's like this botanical animals and plants kind of look and I just think it's really beautiful. I think it will look good in this room. And then because it's a bit short for the window, I might add something on the bottom. But fuck knows what. Maybe I could hang the toilet off it. That probably wouldn't look good. It's like lined and then it's got these heavy metal fixtures at the bottom and at the top for hanging purposes. Yeah, really pretty. Finally, last thing, and it's something that I haven't actually fully unraveled yet. This was another eBay find and this I think I paid £10 for. I was watching it. I was waiting up till the last second to bid on the auction. This was one of those ones where it was a bit stressful, but I ended up being the only one who bid, so it was okay. And it is this vintage 1991 Women's Weekly sewing cutout doll fabric. And I just think it's incredible. So it's obviously, I guess, came with Women's Weekly, which is a good little thing to get with a magazine so that you can cut these out and make little hand sewn dolls. And I just loved it when I saw it. This is one of those things where I don't have a clear idea of what I wanted it for other than thinking that it was really interesting and I could do something with it. Cushions, pillowcase, curtains, I could cut them out and rejig them into different things. There's loads of options, but I actually love it all in this one piece. And I wonder whether I wouldn't be best just framing it for a time. And then if I have a specific idea of what I want to do with it at a later date, I can just take it out of the frame and do that. But I don't want to waste it because I think it's beautiful. Copyright 1991. So it is 1 year older than me. Look at his little tash. So handsome. The row of severed legs. And then this cat here looks like my cat. This was part of the reason I was excited about it. And then I'm sad to say that this girl has a similar haircut to me. Kind of round, unintentional mushroom fucking style. And yeah, that was everything. That was my first YouTube haul. And I hope you've enjoyed watching it. It's been fun to film. I realised I would enjoy doing this in a sense that whenever I go to charity shops I get home, I want to immediately like FaceTime my boyfriend and show him all my bits. And I don't think he always enjoys that as much as I do. So now I can just do the same thing but on here. Subscribe if you'd like to see that. Or if you'd like to see my other videos, which took way longer to make than this one. Also, if you're another small YouTuber doing similar things to what I'm trying to do and you think I would like your content, please could you let me know and I will watch it, because I hear that to do these things you have to build community. That's what people tell me. I don't know how to end this. Thank you for watching.